So this is what happens when I start to feel good again. It's fucking 3:30 in the morning. I've been chatting with Sean over at EMF Car Audio, and was asking him about, because the latest video he did, he basically wants to get into classic cars, exotic cars, that sort of thing. And he wants to close out the rest of his stuff. He said he would do the whole thing for 40 grand. Here is the price list. I know he's busy, so if you want to deal with me, that's fine. I can just give you the information and then you can go from there. Basically, you can go on the website and you can buy stuff at a discount. It's already pretty discounted. This is as low as he will go. Now, you're like, Patrick, why didn't you just take this deal? The problem is that I can get better returns just spending that money direct from China, and also I'm trying to get a property, so I don't need to be spending on this stuff right now. I have plenty of inventory. So it's not for me, and I asked for Sean's permission to share this with you guys because I just wanted to show you. I think the real value in this is figuring out how to make it work for you. So like on the Swag 6.5 coaxial pair, we basically sell the same thing under the Blackjack Audio brand. I sell them for $165 per pair. He has them here for $87 a pair. Okay, so you can sell them for about the same price. In fact, if you sell them generic, and that's why I do that. If you sell it generic, then you're competing with like Focal and who else? Hertz and anybody else that uses glass fiber on their coaxials. That's why I prefer no brand, because that way they can't look it up. They just go, hey, this sounds really good. What is this? And you can say, oh, it's my house brand, or whatever. So, but I think because there's not really any big players right now that are going to be going for this stuff, I think really you guys should nibble at it. I think there was some other. Oh, that's right. There was he's got some OEM speakers. Sorry about that. There it is. From Ericsson. It's not Ericsson, it's Ericsson Acoustics. I've worked with them on some samples of the speakers I was telling you about that we do for Blackjack Audio. So these are good OEM, but you got to find an application for them. That's the tough part on these. And he has a 3-inch. Let me see if I can go to the 4-inch, and then the 4-inch as well. I have those sheets as well if you want to study those. I'll probably put links to them in the description to the Google Drive, so that way you can just study the deal and then decide for yourself. I think he's in northern South Carolina, I think, or northern North Carolina, one of those. No disrespect, but just, all that sort of just blurs together like a bunch of trees. I drove from New Jersey down to Atlanta, and it all looks the same. But so anyways, that's the deal for EMF. He wants to exit out of that. When I was doing the deal for Concept, the Concept buyout, that one they let me finance. So the end price ended up being, I think, 65 grand, and I gave them 13 grand down, and then I made I think I was making monthly payments at first, but then my rent went up, and that was horrible. And so luckily I got Ed Lou to sign up on Cash App, which I got the little sign up bonus for him signing up. And then I was able to make weekly payments really quick. Every time I got some money in, I would just send him some money, and then we just kept track. And then that went on for about a year, and then he's like, hey, if I take a haircut, meaning if he discounts the debt, can you pay it off sooner? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I just ended up making bigger weekly payments, and I got him all paid off. And so I'm not sure if Sean's going to be doing that, but that just saying that's what I've done in the past. So, and then also on the deal that I did with Jeff Flowers for Volcano, he let me make payments on it until it was paid for, and then we shipped it. So, and then the shipping on that alone for the Volcano one was like, I think it was like $3,000. And then the shipping on the Concept Buyout, that was over 100 pallets. And so that was, I think, five or six truckloads, like full 45-foot, trucks. That one was $10,000. And I had to finance the shipping with the shipping company as well. I went through Unishippers. Rick was very kind to me to be able to do that, and then I paid a little bit of interest on it. It wasn't a big deal, but he let me do weekly payments as well. And so then I ended up selling off the big items to help pay down some of the debt first, and then what I was left over with was sort of like gravy after it was all paid off. And that's where I'm at now. Everything is paid for. It's all gravy, and then I can sort of take my time and in developing the product to not only address the market, the active market, because again, you can design a product. That's the hard part. Is like when you go to China, you spend $40,000 in product, and that's only one product. There's only one SKU, right? Or maybe two SKUs. Like it's a 10-inch woofer, and you got 50 in D2, 50 in D4, and that's if the factory lets you do that. Most of the time, they don't let you do that. They'll say you got to do 100 in D2 and then 100 in D4. And so that's what's great about this deal is that it's small enough that you have a nice variety of stuff to sort of create products around, but it's large enough to be a significant deal. So, and then I'll put a link to Sean's email address in the description as well, and you can contact him direct. But I was very grateful that he allowed me to talk about this deal, because a lot of times this stuff is really private. And, also sometimes, you don't want to let your customers know, what you bought them for, because they get a little butthurt. Oh, I thought we were friends. Why didn't you just give them to me at cost or pay me to take them from you? So sometimes that happens, and that's part of the process too, about growing as an adult and growing as I don't want to say businessman, but just somebody that's more experienced in transaction life. You're going to run through friends. You're going to run through a lot of people, and the cool part is you're going to make new friends, right? So like I haven't even begun to make friends when I start getting into making movies and all that other stuff. So or even just getting to Texas. So and when you don't have leechy people around you, you have more time to be able to do that sort of work and be available to new friends and new deals and all that kind of stuff. So, and if people say that you're a sellout, fuck them. They're losers. Your friends should want to support you, and your friends should want to actually pay more because you are their friend and you are taking a risk by doing this, by running your own sort of business or whatever you want to call it. So, and I say that just because in the case of Robot, it's not a business. It seems like one, sure, and I've had lots of people call me that, or call Robot that as well. It's not, but that's why I'm starting Blackjack, because I want a real business and I want to get PPP loans, and I want to be able to get access to credit from the bank. Right now, everything is just run off credit cards. So, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about was that if you do make several payments on credit cards, that's how I got my start at the auction for ADST back in 2003. I found out that which is very rare, they typically at an auction you got to bring cash or a cashier's check, and they allowed for credit cards. So I told the wife I was going to spend $500. I ended up spending $5,000. And then I spent the rest of the year after I got back from my job in the Bay Area. That was the last W-2 that I ever drew, and or 1099. I was a contractor on that one. But After that, I ended up spending another 16, almost 20 grand buying up other people's booty that I met at the auction. Like I would find them online, either through eBay or local markets like Craigslist at the time. There wasn't any OfferUp or anything like that at the time. Certainly there wasn't any Facebook Marketplace. And then I would just approach them. I would contact them. And it's difficult to do on eBay because the eBay is such a Nazi about making contacts with people through their network. But there's ways to figure it out. There's ways to do it. So, but basically you just make contacts and then you do each other favors. You're like, hey, and that's what I did was with a lot of guys was I would just find, like I found a guy with like a pallet of, he had a whole bunch of ADS amps. And I said, what are you looking for? And he's like, I want some mids, I want a subwoofer, I want to do this and this and this. And we did our trades. And he got what I want, and I got what I wanted, and we were both happy. So, but again, this is a very big step, and I don't think anybody's going to come out and just drop 40K on this. Again, it's 40K plus shipping. I recommend at least do $200 orders from Sean, so you don't kind of waste his time, and don't get mad if he charges you the credit card fees. That is standard. In business to business, you pay the transaction fees. That's just the way it goes. Like on Alibaba, you can use your credit card on Alibaba, but they charge you fees, and it's quite it stings a little bit. But again, you don't want to look at the cost. You want to look at the return. Okay, so the return is going to be in the positive, in the red, or I should say in the black. It's going to be a positive return. So, if you put 1,000 in, you're going to get more than 1,000 out. And it goes from there. And a lot of it's going to depend on your creativity and also just how much you know about the equipment. And that's where I come in. Like if you need, like some of the things that they talked about in the listing was like recon kits. You can buy recon kits and then build a subwoofer around it. So in fact, I did a video. I haven't found any good kits yet, but one of the kits that I was buying, that's what it was. I was buying kits from Sonic Electronics. They said they had the SPLX, Soundstream SPLX kits in, and they were very affordable. They were like $30, $40. And then they lied, and they didn't have them. And then I tried, was it Rockville? But Rockville uses some weird frames, so I bought one of the destroyers. It doesn't fit anything that I have, and so sometimes you crap out. But in this case, there are many recon kits that you can buy from Sean, and it may pay. Like don't buy all of them and then be stuck with them. Like buy one and then figure out what it's going to take to get the rest, and then buy the rest. So I think it's going to be a lot like the Audio Legion buyout, where if he has more or whatever, he can help you with more. And then what's great too is because Sean is getting out of the industry, he may share his contacts with you, and then you can contact the factory direct, and then that's when you can be a big boy and spend 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 on a single SKU. So anyways, I just wanted to point this out, and again, there will be details in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. I love you. Bye.